Welcome back, lovely listeners. Thank you for returning. I'm just playing for real. Robinson's bosses tasked her with specifically or tactically investigating juvenile homicide and abuse cases on her own. And mind you, she had no gun or handcuffs. My grandmother was most likely hired to deal with the rising number of black prostitutes in Los Angeles, says Renee. The LAPD did not want white officers, male or female, to have to directly deal with black juvenile or adult female offenders. But that was okay with her. She saw herself in these girls and women, not because she was once like them, but because she so easily could have been. Robinson felt lucky, Renee says, because she had received such a strict and complete education by way of her Sisters of Mercy schooling back in Louisiana. For the next dozen years, Robinson dealt with both commonplace and horrific crimes. She returned countless runaways to their homes, except in those cases when she felt it was too awful to subject a child to that home anymore. There were plenty of orphanages at the time, places where both white and black children would languish forever, but there was no foster care system. Thus, Robinson would sometimes simply bring arrestees home with her to live with her family until a suitable home could be found among friends, or until the girl or young woman could find a job and get back on her feet. Additionally, Robinson coached children, teens, and women about how to be more articulate if they had to testify on their own behalf in court. On more trying days, the policewoman had to separate women and children from violent relatives or figure out a safe way for those on drugs and alcohol to detox. Unlike present-day members on the force, who are organized into carefully structured specialities and response units for specific kinds of crimes, Robinson was responsible for any number of situations that might arise on a given day, and she even pushed the boundaries of her informal job description. Yeah, she must have really loved what she did, because you got some people that they're not even willing to do what they're hired and paid to do. Like, yeah, whatever. They'll get help. Let somebody else do it. That's the mentality some of these people have. Professional and, regular non-professional positions. It's like good customer service is lacking so much nowadays. Like, you got to find it. You got to be like Indiana Jones and search for some good customer service in so many different sectors. It's so sad. At midnight on September 18th, 1918, Robinson was the first person on the scene when two streetcars crashed head-on into each other at Main Street and Broadway. She single-handedly carried two injured women to an automobile she commandeered and then continued helping others rescue injured passengers. On June 13, 1990, near Pershing Square, the policewoman noticed a young white lady who fit the description of a purported kidnapping victim, thought to be in possession of white slavers. She followed the girl to an apartment building, whereupon Robinson made some inquiries and discovered that the youth was living as a married woman and claiming her age as 20. Robinson took her and a young man posing as her husband into custody, after which they were returned to juvenile authorities in their hometown. Now, can you think about the mindset of these youth nowadays? And I'm not talking about a particular color or ethnicity. Can you imagine a person trying to apprehend them without some kind of, I'm talking about the rough ones, the rough teens that are on the street, and street life is their heart. Just imagine trying to apprehend them. Just, hey, young man, young girl, could you come follow me? They'll look at him, roll their eyes like, if you don't get the... Okay, let's get back to it. It was Robinson who administered first aid to a junior who collapsed in court on September the 7th, 1927. A month later, she made her fourth rescue of a baby from a Boyle Heights home, the kidnapper being 8-year-old Hazel Odin. Robinson finally got Odin into juvenile hall for treatment of what she knew to be some form of mother complex. I'm at the lift. I'm at to look. They saying Robinson had the mother complex or the juvenile? Okay, and until the day she died, Robinson had nightmares about searching for the kidnapped Marion Parker, 12-year-old daughter of a prominent banker, Perry Parker. The details are not clear. This was not the type of information discussed freely with young children in the 1920s. But Robinson was said to be one of the police officers who found Parker's naked and butchered body. Robinson always managed to keep her home life on track as well. In June 1922, a week before daughter Marion was set to graduate from Los Angeles High, Georgia found out that black students weren't allowed to walk through the ceremony and processional with their peers, but instead had to pick up their diplomas from the school office. You got the game twisted. Ain't nowhere in the world my child gonna work as hard as they did to graduate, and you gonna tell them that they cannot partake in the ceremony, that they have to come and pick up their paper from your office? Okay, yeah, all right. Robinson went to the office of the principal, W.H. House, and although her daughter never found out exactly what transpired there, Marion and her friends not only were invited to walk the processional, Marion was asked to lead it. That's what I'm talking about. When Marion was subsequently admitted to UCLA along with a few other black teens, Robinson could see immediately that these young people would need extra support to make it through not only the rigors of academics, but also the challenges of being black in a mostly white university. And you already know, for black people to have gone through college, not only just dealing with the tough work load, and then dealing with racist professors and racist ignorant students, you are, my hat's off to you. It really is. Robinson formed the Delta Mothers to make sure these young students got the emotional, nutritional, and academic reinforcements they needed to succeed in college. Somehow, she also found time to serve as the first treasurer of the local NAACP, in other words. After collecting her pension in 1929, Robinson threw herself back into her club activities and was active in anti-segregation efforts. For example, she spearheaded the campaign to end the Ink Spot, a place on Venice. Oh God, Ink Spot, these people. Yeah, y'all wish you had that melanin. Don't play. Anyway, a place on Venice Beach designated for blacks only, working closely with H. Claude Hudson, head of the nation's second largest bank savings and loan association and first president of the NAACP Los Angeles chapter. Robinson redoubled her volunteerism with Sojourner Truth and with the East Side Shelter for Women and Girls, which she had founded. Thomas adds that the LAPD and Los Angeles in general changed quite a bit during Robinson's career. How much is quite a bit? I'm looking at it 2023. There was a rise in black nationalism, led in large part by W.E.B. Du Bois, who pronounced that Los Angeles was a place of greater opportunity in the cities in the South. But LA's attempts at diversity still had major challenges, you don't say. For example, by the time Robinson retired, the LAPD had a quota for 100 black officers, but no matter how many openings the force had at any given time, and no matter how many qualified people of color applied for those openings, the number of black officers hired never changed. It remained at 100 or fewer until the late 1950s. Now, what I would like to do is do a little research investigation and or investigating and find out how many black officers, because I don't know. I never bothered to look. I still don't understand why black people even chose to be police officers. And I know some of y'all might clench your pearls like, oh my God, why would she say that? Well, look around. Look at the conditions of our community, our state, this nation when it comes to police, and even with black officers. Has it gotten better for us? Need I remind you guys of what just happened recently with the 5 or 4 black officers? So, yeah, I wonder. By hiring Georgia Robinson, the LAPD purposefully or not opened doors for many more women, especially those of color. I'm so tired of y'all saying those of color. Aren't you guys just talking about black folks, those of color, to join a department that eventually would be one of the most diverse law enforcement bodies in the world? Now, who came up with this paragraph? LAPD is actually the most diverse law enforcement body in the world. Like I said, I'm gonna have to contact LAPD and get a little information. Tell them I'm a researcher as such, and I would like to know this, that, and the other. Robinson's police career was cut short in 1928 when a prisoner banged her head into jail bars, causing a head injury so severe that she permanently lost sight. Officer Robinson told Ebony magazine in 1954, "I have no regrets. I did not need my eyes any longer. I had seen all there was to see, and now I know what I must do." I really don't know, what to say about how she responded with regards to losing her eyesight. I don't know if I would have felt that way, but to each his own. In 1958, Robinson was given a plaque by Vivian Strange, the LAPD's first black female sergeant, promoted to that rank in 1950 and inspired by Robinson for the most part. Though Robinson focused less on enlarging the ranks of the LAPD and more on encouraging black women to become educated, to take care of their community, and to immerse themselves in civic and cultural affairs. Historian Gail Ryan, author of Legendary Ladies of the LAPD, Years of Women in Law Enforcement, notes that Robinson was a unique woman who came along at the right time in history, when women were beginning to voice their rights openly, but was also ready to use her space in the public light to help lift those women and children in less fortunate situations. From an orphan in a convent in Louisiana, Ryan said, to a teacher in Kansas, a mother in Colorado, a community leader in Los Angeles, a policewoman in the LAPD, and back to community leader later in life when blind. Georgia Ann Hill Robinson left her mark on her community and family by the time she died in 1961. Georgia Ann Hill Robinson was indeed a remarkable woman. My hat goes off to her. I enjoy hearing or learning about stories from our people who accomplished great, incredible things, especially at a time in life where, you weren't expected to do much more than shine someone's shoes or clean someone's house. So, to accomplish things at such a time where it was damn near hard as hell to be treated and respected as an individual, as a part of mankind. You were a very strong and courageous person, and you have nothing but much respect for me. So that will be the end. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming back, taking your time, and listening to the content I upload. Thanks again for your support and your time, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.